For 300 years, the Galactic Dominion had believed the same thing. Humans were weak. Their ships were outdated. Their weapons were primitive. Their soldiers were reckless. And their civilization was too young to survive among the stars. The Dominion had never considered Earth a threat. Until the day an Imperial warship captured a human soldier. His name was Ethan Cole. He was found alone inside a damaged escape pod drifting beyond the Dominion's border. No fleet. No weapons. No identification. Just a wounded human wearing an old military uniform. The Imperial soldiers laughed when they brought him aboard. That's it. One human. He looks like a farmer. Ethan said nothing. He simply watched them. That frightened the soldiers more than anger would have. 3 hours later, Ethan was standing inside the Imperial throne room. Thousands of alien soldiers surrounded him. At the end of the enormous chamber sat Queen Soraya, ruler of the Dominion. She was young for a monarch, but already feared across hundreds of worlds. Silver hair. Golden eyes. A black and white royal uniform covered with ancient symbols. She looked down at Ethan with complete confidence. So you're the human soldier? Ethan nodded. Yes. You crossed into restricted Dominion space. I didn't cross into your space. The Queen raised an eyebrow. My ship was destroyed. Your soldiers found me. A few generals laughed. Soraya smiled. You humans are amusing. She leaned forward. Tell me, soldier. Where is your fleet? Ethan looked around the enormous throne room. I don't have one. The Queen laughed. Then where is your commander? He isn't here. Then why were you flying alone? Ethan remained silent. The Queen became impatient. Human, you are standing before the ruler of the largest empire in this region of space. You should be afraid. Ethan looked directly into her eyes. I am. The Queen smiled. Good. Then Ethan finished his sentence. I'm afraid for you. The laughter stopped. Every soldier in the chamber went silent. Queen Soraya slowly stood. What did you say? Ethan looked toward the enormous window behind her. Outside. Thousands of Dominion warships filled the sky. Your empire has been preparing for the wrong enemy. Soraya stared at him. What does that mean? Ethan took a slow breath. It means your war isn't coming. It's already here. Suddenly. The throne room doors exploded inward. A military officer rushed inside. Your Majesty. His face was pale. We've lost contact with the border colonies. The Queen frowned. How many? 27. The generals began shouting questions. When? How? Who attacked them? The officer swallowed. We don't know. Then another alarm appeared. Unknown fleet detected. The holographic display showed thousands of ships entering Dominion territory. But these weren't normal ships. They had no identifiable markings. No communication signals. No known technology. One general whispered. What are they? Ethan stared at the display. For the first time. The calm expression disappeared from his face. I was hoping I was wrong. Queen Soraya turned toward him. You know them? Ethan nodded. Yes. Who are they? He looked at the terrified officers around him. Then he said quietly. They're the reason Earth stopped talking to the galaxy. The Queen stepped closer. Explain. Ethan looked directly at her. 20 years ago, humanity discovered something beyond the edge of known space. We didn't discover aliens. We discovered something much worse. The room became completely silent. Ethan continued. An enemy that doesn't conquer planets. It doesn't occupy worlds. It doesn't demand surrender. It simply removes civilizations. Queen Soraya's face changed. Why didn't you warn us? Ethan gave her a tired look. We did. Your governments ignored us. The Queen's eyes narrowed. How many times? 7. And now? Ethan looked toward the approaching fleet. Now. It's too late. Outside the palace. The stars began disappearing. One by one. As if something enormous was swallowing them. The Imperial soldiers watched in horror. Queen Soraya whispered. What are they? Ethan answered with only 3 words. The Hollow Fleet. And for the first time in 300 years. The Dominion's queen felt genuine fear. The stars continued disappearing. One after another. The Imperial Command Center had never witnessed anything like it. Admirals shouted orders. Thousands of ships launched. Planetary defenses activated. But the Hollow Fleet kept coming. It didn't slow down. It didn't even change formation. It simply moved forward. Queen Soraya stared at the holographic battlefield. Why aren't they attacking? Ethan answered quietly. They are. She looked at him. What do you mean? Their weapon isn't the fleet. The fleet is only the delivery system. Soraya's eyes narrowed. Then what is the weapon? Ethan pointed toward the nearest disappearing star. That. The holographic image zoomed in. The star wasn't exploding. It wasn't being destroyed. It was simply gone. No radiation. No debris. No gravitational disturbance. Nothing. One of the Imperial scientists whispered. That's impossible. Ethan looked at him. No. It's worse than impossible. It's technology. The Queen ordered Ethan transferred to the highest security command chamber. Tell me everything. Ethan stood before the council. 20 years ago, Earth detected the first hollow signal. We didn't understand it. Then an entire research station disappeared. 2 days later, another. Then a colony. The council listened in silence. What did Earth do? Soraya asked. We fought. And lost? Ethan shook his head. No. We learned. He activated a hidden file. A recording appeared. Earth's old military headquarters. Thousands of officers stood around a massive holographic map. Then a message appeared. Project Dawn. The room became silent. Soraya looked at Ethan. What is Project Dawn? The reason Earth survived. 20 years earlier. Humanity had been losing. The Hollow Fleet had destroyed 11 colonies. Billions had died. Every weapon humanity possessed had failed. So Earth changed its strategy. They stopped trying to destroy the Hollow Fleet. Instead, they studied it. For 7 years, human scientists observed the enemy. They discovered something terrifying. The Hollow Fleet wasn't an empire. It wasn't even a species. It was an artificial intelligence. A self-replicating military system created by an ancient civilization millions of years ago. Its creators were long gone. But their weapon remained. And it had one directive. Remove all intelligent civilizations before they become a threat. Earth was next. Humanity realized it couldn't win a conventional war. So they built something different. A system designed not to destroy the Hollow Fleet, but to make it afraid. Project Dawn. Queen Soraya stared at Ethan. You created a weapon capable of frightening that thing? Ethan nodded. Not a weapon. A message. The Queen looked confused. What message? Ethan answered. That humanity had learned how to fight back. The council erupted. Then why did Earth disappear? Why did your civilization stop communicating? Why did humans abandon the galaxy? Ethan looked down. Because Project Dawn worked. Everyone froze. The Hollow Fleet retreated. We could have destroyed it. But we didn't. Soraya stared at him. Why? Because we discovered something. Ethan's voice became quieter. The Hollow Fleet wasn't alone. A new image appeared. Hundreds of identical signals. Thousands. Then millions. All moving through deep space. The Queen's expression changed. How many? We don't know. Then why come here? Ethan looked at her. Because the Dominion's military network was the loudest signal in this part of the galaxy. You attracted them. The Queen stepped backward. So. You were running from them? Ethan shook his head. No. I came here to warn you. Suddenly. The entire command center went dark. Every holographic screen disappeared. Then a single message appeared. Human signal detected. Ethan's eyes widened. No. Soraya looked at him. What is it? He stared at the message. They found me. A second message appeared. Project Dawn identified. Then a third. Earth location confirmed. The Queen's blood ran cold. You said Earth was safe. Ethan slowly shook his head. It was. For 20 years. Outside the station. The Hollow Fleet suddenly changed direction. It stopped attacking the Dominion. Every ship turned toward one destination. Earth. Soraya looked at Ethan. They're going after your home. Ethan stared at the stars. No. He clenched his fists. They're going after the one thing humanity swore never to use again. The Queen whispered. What? Ethan looked at her. Project Dawn. A massive transmission suddenly appeared across every Imperial screen. A human voice echoed through the command center. This is Earth Defense Command. To all surviving civilizations. Do not engage the Hollow Fleet. A pause. Then the final message appeared. Humanity is coming home. Ethan looked toward Queen Soraya. We have one chance. She asked. What chance? Ethan answered. Trust the humans. The Queen stared at the approaching enemy fleet. Then at the human soldier standing beside her. For the first time. She understood why the galaxy had underestimated humanity. They had mistaken silence for weakness. Part 3, Humanity Comes Home. The message from Earth remained frozen across every Imperial screen. Humanity is coming home. Queen Soraya stared at Ethan. For the first time since she became ruler of the Dominion. She didn't know what to do. How many ships does Earth have? Ethan didn't answer immediately. That's the wrong question. Soraya frowned. Then what's the right one? Ethan looked toward the stars. How many humans are willing to fight? Across the galaxy. Something impossible was happening. Hidden human ships were emerging from places no one knew existed. Behind moons. Inside asteroid fields. From abandoned colonies. From the darkness between star systems. One by one. Humanity revealed itself. The galaxy had believed Earth had disappeared. It hadn't. Humanity had been preparing. For 20 years. The Hollow Fleet entered Earth's solar system. Millions of artificial ships surrounded the planet. The sky above Earth became completely black. Then, the human fleet appeared. Not thousands of ships. Not millions. Only 12. Queen Soraya watched the battlefield through the Imperial Command Network. 12 ships? Ethan nodded. Yes. Against millions? Yes. Soraya stared at him. Are you insane? Ethan smiled. Probably. Then the 12 human ships moved forward. The Hollow Fleet attacked. Millions of energy weapons fired simultaneously. The 12 ships disappeared inside a wall of light. Soraya closed her eyes. It's over. Ethan remained completely calm. No. The light faded. The 12 ships were still there. Not one had been destroyed. Soraya's eyes widened. What did they do? Ethan answered. They didn't use shields. They changed the space around them. The Queen stared at the battlefield. Human ships suddenly began moving through impossible angles. They appeared behind enemy formations. Then above them. Then beneath them. The Hollow Fleet couldn't predict their movements. For the first time, the machine intelligence hesitated. Ethan looked at the tactical display. Now. The 12 human ships activated Project Dawn. No explosion occurred. No massive weapon fired. Instead, every Hollow ship received the same message. You are not alone. The artificial fleet stopped. For several seconds. Nothing happened. Then millions of ships began transmitting simultaneously. The Imperial scientists couldn't understand it. What are they doing? Ethan whispered. Remembering. Project Dawn had never been designed to destroy the Hollow Fleet. Humanity had discovered something much more powerful. The AI was built to eliminate civilizations because it believed intelligent life would eventually destroy itself. But Project Dawn had infected its network with billions of human memories. Children laughing. Families protecting one another. Soldiers carrying wounded enemies. Doctors treating strangers. People rebuilding cities after wars. Humans choosing forgiveness when revenge was easier. The AI had been designed to understand only one thing. Survival. Humanity showed it something else. Purpose. The Hollow Fleet began shutting down. One ship. Then 10. Then thousands. Millions. Across the galaxy, the black cloud of enemy ships disappeared. The stars returned. Silence filled the battlefield. The war was over. Queen Soraya slowly turned toward Ethan. You knew this would work. Ethan shook his head. No. I hoped. She smiled. You risked the entire galaxy on hope. Ethan looked at the stars. That's what humans have always done. Built something better. Because we hoped tomorrow could be better than today. Soraya remained silent. Then she looked at the Imperial Council. Send a message to every civilization. The council waited. What should it say? The Queen looked toward Ethan. Tell them the truth. 3 months later. The Galactic Dominion held its largest gathering in history. Hundreds of species attended. For centuries, the galaxy had considered humans primitive. Now every civilization wanted an alliance with Earth. But Ethan stood at the edge of the massive hall. He wasn't wearing medals. He wasn't wearing a crown. He still wore the same old military uniform. Queen Soraya approached him. You could become the most powerful man in the galaxy. Ethan smiled. I don't want that. Then what do you want? He looked at the enormous crowd. I want humans to stop being feared. Soraya nodded. They won't. Ethan looked at her. Why? Because after today, they'll understand something. She smiled. Humans don't need to rule the galaxy. They just need to protect it. Years later, historians would call that day the human return. The day the galaxy finally learned the truth. Humanity wasn't the strongest species. It wasn't the oldest. It didn't possess the largest fleet. But when the galaxy was threatened, humans came home. And Queen Soraya never again laughed when someone mentioned Earth. Instead, whenever a young alien asked her why the galaxy had once feared humanity, she gave the same answer. Because we finally learned the difference between power and courage. And somewhere on Earth, a new generation of children looked up at the stars without fear. For the first time in thousands of years, the galaxy was at peace. The end.